lethal weapon. Except he says, okay. Hello, babe. I love it. I love it when you respond to me in a and you're also entertained sometimes. So, hello, friends. We are live. I'm trying to go to full screen. Hello. Oh, I want to see us on live. So, those of you that are here live with us, we're at a little bit of a different time, and that's okay. Which, by the way, I need to put us on a different view so you can see both of us communicate. So I need to do that. All right, there we go. So those of you that are joining us, that are here live with us, let us know. I'm David Lee. That's Paige Stewart with Daring Deeply Coaching. We're your hosts and facilitators, administrators here in the Building Real Life and Real Love group. So welcome on in. It is Wednesday, a little later in the day, and that's okay. So by the way, if you are not subscribed to our YouTube channel, which is where all of these lives are uploaded to, along with so much more, as Paige Stewart calls it, gold. She used that term earlier today. We conducted an interview, which we're actually going to kind of bring into this conversation today. We're actually speaking at an event tomorrow, virtually. And so we did a little bit of a preliminary interview with the host, Sierra Lewick. Shout out to you, Sierra. We're excited to come in and speak on, by the way, here's a little plug, on masculine and feminine energy in the workplace. Mm-hmm. So those of you that are entrepreneurs, owning your own business, would like to make some impact in your business or the business you're part of, and want to know how polarity, masculine and feminine energy, inserts into that to make the business even more flourishing, come and join us. It's not too late to join this particular event, virtual event. If you want some information about that, drop a comment. So we are going to talk about the title of this, which, by the way, if you're looking for someone to title a book, a paragraph, a page, your license plate, go to Paige Stewart, because she's an incredible titler. Not a title, titler. Yeah, I like that. Titler. She's an incredible writer, which is interesting because we're going to bring that up today. On the subject is sometimes the things that you walk away from unlock the doors of your future, something like that. I don't know what we said. Anyway, yeah. So I'm going to hit because I can hear myself. Come on. There we go. All right. So sometimes, because we often talk about, especially in self-development and personal development and forging ahead and growth and transformation, it's all about the things that we do, right? Or even be. And we're forging forward, moving forward. And oftentimes, the most powerful decisions that we make are decisions to walk away, not walk toward. And I'm going to say that again. The decisions often that we walk away from, relationships, cities, friends, family, list goes on and on and on and on and on. But sometimes the decisions that we make to walk away from something is some of the most powerful decisions that will jettison us forward and open doors to a life that we truly desire. And when we're working with clients, when Paige and I are working with clients in our trauma-informed polarity work, oftentimes the invitation is there that to walk away, or to use a feminine perspective, to flow away, to float away. I often get women who's like, okay, how do I break up with a guy? How do I leave a marriage? Because those are very dominant, powerful, masculine terms, is you flow away, right? You flow away to bring completion to a relationship. So we're going to talk about personally some of the things that we have walked away from in order to move and to elevate our lives forward in business, in relationships, and all types of areas. So that's what we're going to talk about today. Paige?
Yeah. And those are some of the most challenging decisions to make, to first of all, acknowledge your relationship with, like you said, whether it's with an individual, whether it's with a passion, whether it's with a pastime, whether it's with a specific project that you're trying to get off the ground, or business endeavor. It is challenging to bring awareness to the relationship that says, you know what, this really isn't working for me anymore. And then having the bravery to take a step back, or then a couple more steps back, then a couple more steps back. And then ultimately that's creating enough space to invite in a more aligned opportunity to
Mm,
take you in the direction of your future, what is most desirable for you and in your body and in your life. So hard decisions often lead to the best of things, the greatest things.
absolutely. Yeah, I saw a meme and I've quoted this, I've requoted this over the years. And by the way, brilliant, baby. Thank you for sharing that. Um, is sometimes the right decision feels absolutely wrong. Sometimes the right decision doesn't yield, oh, just rainbows and butterflies, and oh, this feels absolutely perfect and aligned. Sometimes walking away from something feels misaligned. It feels absolutely wrong. And I've often said this too, is if a decision comes easy, it's not a bold enough decision. I'm going to say that again. If a decision comes easy in your life, friends, when you're navigating trauma, when you're navigating past wounds, when you're navigating a relationship that no longer serves you, that's right, a relationship must serve you. That's not selfish. Okay. It must be a win-win or no deal in all relationships. Then it can be a very, very, very difficult decision. We made a decision, you and I made a business decision earlier today that was a little scary. That was like, should we make this investment? Should we move forward? Because we both went back and forth on text messages, and we received a proposal this morning to help us in our business. And both of us had parts that came up, some scarcity parts and some other things that we were acknowledging, parts of us that were saying, oh, I don't know about this. And yet we were acknowledging those parts. And then we said, you know what? That was our opportunity to step back, to assess and evaluate, and then ultimately to move forward. And previously to this new relationship, this new business relationship that we're enacting, we had other business relationships in some capacities that we walked away from.
Mm.
And we had to navigate the parts that's like, oh, but they're such a nice person, right? Or they've helped us in some ways, but ultimately we're looking for bold. We are looking for life-changing. We are looking for ways in which to move our impact and our message forward globally. And it's going to take certain levels of expertise and elevation of partnerships in which we engage. And sometimes we have to walk away from relationships in order to open the energy and the abundance to invite others into our space. So that just, we weren't even going to talk about that, but it just kind of came to me that we walked away and made a bold decision this morning to make a further investment in our business to take us forward, to bring more impact and information and insight and exposure to more people. So I want to recognize real quick, Jennifer is here and Scott is here and Jason is here. Thank you for being here. Let me know that you're here and where you're calling in from, friends. And if you're watching this later, not live, hashtag replay, let us know that you're watching. And what's most impactful is I but mercy. So
Yeah.
Paige, what I'd love to, if you wanted to jump in, because I want our watchers and listeners to kind of hear a decision, a very bold decision that you made to walk away regarding a book that you wrote. And I think it's a really powerful, not a lot of people or more and more people will be exposed to this story. And it's just a powerful story of you making a really, really hard decision to walk away, to step back in order to move forward.
Yeah, it's so good. It just reminds me that every relationship comes to an end, right? Whether by death or by choice. And most people don't make the choice to walk away from things that they know that aren't necessarily in their best interest. It's hard. It's because it's so hard. And this decision, so I think the question that we received on this interview call this morning was something along the lines of, what has been your greatest level up or accomplishment or achievement or something like that? And my response was, the moment that I decided not to publish the book that I had written. And she kind of looked at me puzzled. And I said, most people would say, oh, it was the moment I chose to publish this book. But for me, it was the moment I chose not to publish the book. I had written a book. I had it all edited. I did all the formatting, all the cover art, all the ISBN numbers, got it formatted and uploaded to Amazon for self-publishing, and hovered over that publish button and could not click finish, could not click publish. And it's because something inside me just said no. There was something misaligned. It did not feel right. And there were many months after that where I was so mad at myself for taking that project so far and for not pushing it over and the finish line. And I understand why that book did not get published now, being on this side of things. And it's because that book was called The Boss Babe Blueprint. And the book was full of hyper masculine tactics for the women to show up and insert herself into corporate world or the business world or entrepreneurial world. And it was written from such a wounded place. It was so hard. It was so forceful. And there are some things in the book that are great as far as taking care of yourself, but even those were kind of done in a more override and rooted in bypassing type of strategy. And so that book quite literally would crash against everything that we are today, all of our teachings. And I know that book unlocked the door. Me not publishing that book unlocked the door for a even deeper level of healing and learning and growth and evolution and transformation to begin, and to feel more aligned and harmonized with me and my body and my feminine energy, and kind of coming home in that way. Because I feel like had that book been published, I feel like it would have kept me in a lane. I would have like remained tethered and labeled to this particular piece of writing that I put out. And instead, I feel like I had to walk away from that. And geez, the gifts that came from that was far greater than publishing that book ever could have gotten me.
Beautiful, powerful. Yeah. And, depending on those of you who are watching may not have written a book, right? May not have had that decision, that particular experience of not publishing. But I'm sure that everyone, and this was a relationship, keep in mind, everything is a relationship. This was a relationship that Paige had with a book, with a piece of art, a piece of creativity that she had spent years working through and working on, and chose not to move forward. How bold and how courageous that was, and scary. Like, what am I doing? In fact, you said earlier today in the interview that you spent months and months, which is true because I was there, shaming yourself. Like, what the hell am I doing? Why am I not pushing this over the finish line? And of course, now you know why. And sometimes when we make these decisions to walk away from relationships, any and all relationships, and I love that you brought that back up, that all relationships come to an end, whether by choice or by death, that all relationships come to an end, and it's okay to understand, what did that relationship teach me in the season, in the moment? How much did you learn from processing and writing the book? Holy cow, that has led you now to a much more and more elevated and more grounded space of in your feminine energy, to understand that you can welcome financial abundance into your space, Paige, from your feminine perspective. And by the way, all the women out there who are like, yeah, how do I step into my feminine and run my own business? We can certainly bring some more clarity to that at another time. And this is, by the way, this is what we do when we're helping our clients one-on-one or in our courses and programs, is to help folks understand to have it all. I'm just going to sell it that way, friends. Okay. If you want the life of your dreams, the relationship of your dreams, otherworldly in all aspects of life, trauma healing must take place. And oftentimes the realization of that trauma healing comes from walking away from relationships that no longer serve you. I'll just say something really quick. A story for me is I chose to move away from home. 18 months ago, almost 14 months ago, 50, whatever it's been. October of 2021, I chose to move from Kansas City, Missouri to Nashville, Tennessee. And from, the words of Matt Damon's character in Good Will Hunting, I went to see about a girl. And so I did. I went to see about a girl, and she's on the screen with me right now. But in making that decision, I chose to walk away from comfort. I chose to walk away from, there was a word I wanted to use, familiarity. I chose to walk away from things that felt comfortable, which, by the way, gentlemen, I'm speaking to you right now. Okay. An opposing force of true dominant masculinity is comfort. A masculine man is not settle for comfort. He is always looking, not contentment. I didn't say contentment. I said comfort. A masculine man is content. But what I did is I walked away from comfort of ease. And a couple of years before that, I walked away from comfort and ease in a nice, cushy sales position, 6-figure benefits, the whole thing, to launch Daring Deeply. I walked away from that business relationship. And why? For something greater. Or so I wanted to know and felt in my body that this was the most important decision to walk away as opposed to continuing down the same road. So those of you that are watching right now that are feeling inside your body and your mind from your masculine and feminine perspective, like there is a relationship in your life right now. There may be a relationship in your life right now that you must walk away from. Now, how to do that and to realize the courage and the understanding of what it's going to take to walk away from that, we understand. We've been there. These decisions do not come easy. Walking away from anything is hard. So we are here and we completely understand. And this is what we do with our clients. This is how we help them navigate the trauma healing through a polarized lens to understand what it takes to walk away from relationships that no longer serve you.
So hard.
So hard.
So hard.
So
Oh my
hard.
gosh.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm just kind of reflecting on walking away from a 10-year relationship that I was in and kind of coming to that crossroads and realizing like I have taken this as far as I possibly can take myself in this relationship, and being super honest with myself, having that conversation, acknowledging that and bringing that awareness forward and then acting on it is challenging, because you initiate the honesty with yourself and then it's time to bring that into reality too. And that's really, really hard. And often the decisions to walk away from relationships or business relationships or particular pastimes and activities, there was a time where I was engaging in incredibly toxic just pastimes and just kind of overriding and bypassing a lot of my different traumas and pains, just ignoring them, trying to numb out, that you have to begin to just step back, take a few steps back, zoom out, understand the big picture here. Is this supporting me? Is this fueling my fire? Or maybe this is stifling me? And then that's where kind of peeling back the layers and working up the courage and understanding the importance of who you are and why you're on this planet and how nothing else really matters outside of that. And so making decisions that align with you and your bigger purpose here is incredibly challenging and so worth it. A lot of these decisions seem illogical at the time, like you mentioned at the top, where you're like, this just doesn't seem right, but I know that it feels right. That's when you're making a gigantic decision that will help you unlock the next level of your future.
Yeah, absolutely. I know I had folks close to me, maybe didn't say it to my face when I made these profound decisions, but I certainly know, crazy, what are you doing? You're nuts. This is ill-advised. You're irresponsible. You're going through a midlife crisis. I mean, all these things came to I launched a coaching business and left a corporate sales position in the middle of a pandemic on June 2nd, 2020, in the middle of a pandemic. And people are like, what are you doing? That's so irresponsible. It's insecure. It's uncertain. Yeah. And so this is why these decisions are so hard, ladies and gentlemen, to step away, to walk away from relationships that no longer serve you, because we have a lot of pressure, most especially from family, right? That say, who genuinely have care and love potentially for you, and they want to see the best for you. But here's a quote that we've quoted often, and it just came to me, is, ladies and gentlemen, when you are in the midst of walking away from a relationship with alcohol, with drugs, with illicit sex, with another person, with a job, whatever it may be, we do not want to gather advice on the journey from home from those who have never left home. Okay. Yeah. I'm going to let that sink in. Right. And there's different ways of saying that, but yeah, that'll preach. Ultimately, we don't want to be listening to the voices. We can honor them. We can love them. But in order to take advice from folks who have not journeyed along where you want to go is ill-advised. Okay. So if you're looking to walk away from a relationship that is no longer serving you, that's what we're here to help support you. We're certainly here in this community, in the Building Real Love and Real Life group. If you're interested in taking deeper dives in understanding the trauma wounding through a polarized lens and helping you make those decisions to walk away from relationships that no longer serve you, we're here to certainly provide that support. So anything else? We want to tie this up, put a bow on it, babe? Are we good for now?
Sounds good. Yes, we should do that. Otherwise, I will be here all afternoon talking about this.
So true. So true. I just want to acknowledge a few other folks. Oh, Jennifer says hi from Colorado. Good to see you, Jennifer. Yes, she's here. Kara is here. Chrissy is here. Kelly is here. Carrie is here. So good to see you. Let us know where you're coming in. Jeff is here, just here at the tail end. So if you've missed most of this, it'll certainly be recorded and uploaded to our YouTube channel. If you're not subscribing to our YouTube channel, you're missing out, friends. Make sure you ring that little bell so you know every time that we are uploading new content. We call this, by the way, on the YouTube channel, Conversations with David and Paige. So if you want to gain more insight, more content, more perspective like this, journey over to our YouTube channel and make sure you subscribe and ring the bell, and we'll bring this conversation to a close. So, ladies and gentlemen, know that there are relationships, I can almost promise, a relationship in your life right now that you need to walk away from. That's what I do. I call shit out, right? There are always relationships, minute relationships, grand relationships in which we have with others, with ourselves, that we need to walk away from in order to open the abundance, in order to open the expansion, to walk through a door that's now been unlocked because we made a bold, courageous decision to walk away. And so we invite you and we challenge you to do that. And we are here certainly to support you. So a couple of announcements. By the way, if you're interested, we are speaking at that event tomorrow. So, and I saw a couple of people was like, "Hey, I want information on that event that we're speaking at." We're going to talk about masculine and feminine polarity in the workplace. So if you're interested, if you own your own business and want to bring that forward to help elevate your business in really profound ways, make sure and check that event out. I had a couple of people who left a comment. We also have our next live complimentary coaching event on February 6th at 7 p.m. It's a Monday. It's 10 days from now. So it's a week and a half away. February 6th, it's almost February. Can you believe that, babe?
I can't.
I know. February 6th, Monday night, 7 to 8:30 p.m. It's 90 minutes. Paige and I are live on Zoom, but you have to register. If you want the link in which to register for that complimentary event, put a comment in the comment section below. And of course, if you are interested in working with us on a deeper level into our surrender programs or working one-on-one through a coaching environment with me, drop a comment below and we can send you some information directly to you. So thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for watching. And I think we'll end it there, babe. Any lasting words, dirty jokes, anything else?
Thank you for leading us. No jokes today.
Thanks, baby. Thanks for your wisdom. Thanks for your bold choices. Your bold choices helped bring you to me. So
this is true. Likewise, right back at you.
Yeah, absolutely, baby. All right. Love you. Thanks,
Love you
friends.
too.
Take care.
I almost said good night.
Good night.